The New York Giants have interviewed Dallas Cowboys defensive coordinator Dan Quinn for their head coaching position. Joined by Paul Dottino, I am John Schmelk. And Paul, we call him the Cowboys defensive coordinator, but he was only there for a year. He has a much longer coaching history than that, including leading the Atlanta Falcons to a Super Bowl as a head coach, winning a Super Bowl with the Seattle Seahawks as a defensive coordinator, over 50 years old, New Jersey native. His history goes back a long way.
Yeah, Morristown, New Jersey guy, and a lifelong New York Giants fan is the 51-year-old Quinn. This is a guy who also has local roots because, remember, he was a defensive assistant at Hofstra when Hofstra still had football way back when. Seems like 20-something years ago.
Yeah, but that was from 96 to 99, Paul.
Yeah, it's, again, I'm dating myself, John. I guess I'm a little old, huh?
A little bit.
But consider, Jets fans will also remember that in 2007 and 2008, he was a defensive line coach for the Jets, and at one point was considered as a possible head coaching candidate for Gang Green. But he has certainly spent other years with other teams, including San Francisco, Miami. You mentioned Seattle. Everybody talks about how he was the guy who orchestrated the Legion of Boom.
Yeah, no question about it. And we'll get to his head coaching experience in a second. And I think the impressive thing is when he went to Dallas this year, Paul, everyone assumed, he's going to put in that Seattle system, cover three, zone, all that stuff. Then he goes to Dallas, almost completely changes his defensive philosophy, plays almost more man than anyone in football except for the Ravens, blitzes a lot, something he never did in Seattle, and he was able to adjust to his personnel, which a lot of people didn't think he was going to do, but he did it.
Well, I think he really wanted to recreate himself. Remember, he was the head coach of the Atlanta Falcons in that very difficult Super Bowl loss several years back, was only there 5.5 years as their head coach. And then when he got an opportunity to kind of climb up back the ladder again as a defensive coordinator, I think he was one of those guys who wanted the leopard to change his spots so that he could prove himself and get another chance. And when you get guys who make big plays, like Parsons or like a Gregory or like a Diggs in the secondary, you can absolutely afford to start tinkering with your original blueprint because you've got some big-time players who are going to make the kind of splash moments that will bail you out.
And, Paul, he was a head coach for the Atlanta Falcons. We mentioned it from 2015 to 2020. He was 43-42 in the regular season with those Falcons teams, including that one trip to the Super Bowl, built that big lead. Unfortunately, a furious Tom Brady comeback thwarted his hopes of being a Super Bowl champion. But as we spoke about earlier this year when former Giants head coach Dan Reeves passed away, getting to the Super Bowl is no easy task.
No, it's not. And to be honest, too, it's kind of interesting that it was a little while he actually took a step back and went to the NCAA ranks and spent a year coaching at Florida before coming back to the NFL and revitalizing his pro career. So he's had some ups and downs. And what they always say, right? It's not about when you get pushed down, it's how you get back up. And I think Dan Quinn has shown a lot of resiliency during the course of his football career.
Dan Quinn, interviewed by the New York Giants to be potentially their next head coach.